expanding that child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home, if you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes, and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share.
You know, you obviously want to cover all of these topics, but to just do it with one candidate, it's hard because many people feel like she's speaking in platitudes. She's speaking about an economic vision and she's not giving details. She's got an 80-page detailed policy proposal. And do I think that she answers every single question and gives people exactly what they want? She doesn't. Do you know why? Because she's a politician, and none of them do.
They can't help but to admit that that interview that Kamala Harris did was a complete failure. But on top of that, right, they got a cover for her. Even the idiot that interviewed her threw us softballs the whole time. Then they got to cover and say, you know what? She don't have to give us a detailed policy description of what she's going to do for America. Yes, she does. And I think black people are waking up to this. Wait till you see this video. Video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Make sure you get your merch link in the description section. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. All righty, let's play this clip real quick. I'm going to try to make this a shorty because I've been making longies. And so I'm going to try to make this a short video. This woman threw softballs at Kamala Harris for, I don't know, 40 minutes. I don't know how long the interview was. And she got to get on, because everybody knows it was terrible. She got to try to get on TV and save face. She got to try to save face because everybody knew what happened. And then she's going to get on here and try to convince the people who are the unintelligent amongst us that no, it's totally a good thing that she didn't explain anything on a policy position, and then try to bring Trump into it. Roll the clip.
Yeah, it was great because I was watching Fox News, and I'm now excited about Melania's memoir. I'm going to have to pick that up this weekend, and I can get a silver coin that Donald Trump launched on Monday. Obviously, one of the 100 grand watches, and I haven't gotten my sneakers yet, but I'm sure they can tell me where to get them. No, that's nonsense. Obviously, for anybody who watched the interview I did with Vice President Harris, we sat down for 25 minutes, and we talked about one single topic, the economy.
And she didn't answer not one thing about the economy. Not one. And you know it, lady.
It is the #1 issue for voters. If Donald Trump would like to sit down and have that same conversation, I'm ready for you. And I think it's hugely important. And it's a vulnerability for both candidates. But it's really tricky, Joe, because, you know, you obviously want to cover all of these topics. But to just do it with one candidate, it's hard because many people feel like she's speaking in platitudes. She's speaking about an economic vision and she's not giving details. She's got an 80-page detailed policy proposal. And do I think that
she didn't write it? Trump ain't write his proposal, but Trump was the president, and the things that he said he was going to do, he did them. And if he wasn't obstructed by the government every single part of the way, Donald Trump would have probably did everything he said he was going to do. But even the things that he said he was going to do that he's proposing this time, in part, they were very successful already. You can't not have a track record and just throw out platitudes. What Kamala Harris and Joe Biden has done has been very unsuccessful. So she needs to explain how she's going to do something when she's not doing anything right now.
She answers every single question and gives people exactly what they want. She doesn't. Do you know why? Because she's a politician, and none of them do. They all speak in platitudes, but Donald Trump has given absolutely nothing except mass deportations.
No, except the fact that he was a president already, and we already saw what he's capable of. Donald Trump has a resume,
which would be a huge issue for our economy. And he just says, you know, I delivered you the best economy ever, and I'm going to put across.
Deporting illegal aliens who commit crimes in this country is not going to be a hit to our economy. Most of these ain't even working. They just they're getting paid from the government. They not all working. If they can go get food stamps, they not working. The women ain't working. They having babies. They working. I just showed you a number. 425 convicted criminals are running free in America. 220,000 additional people are pending criminal activity, pending criminal charges. All of them are running somewhere in the country. ICE can't find them. 13,000 of them have been convicted of murder, and we don't know where they at. 12,000 of sex crimes. Deporting these people ain't a net negative to America. But they want you to think that we're going to go find Jose and them that's working an honest job, and we're going to find them and deport them. Everybody should be ready to deport these people that's committing crimes. Over 500,000 people. That's more people than live in Miami.
Blanket tariffs. But the thing that I think she needs to answer for more
is no blanket tariffs. He put tariffs in place. They brought money to the economy. Biden and them are still holding those tariffs in place that Donald Trump put into place. Ma'am, do I need to do your job for you?
Is despite all of the economic wins over the last 4 years, despite the fact that Donald Trump emotionally connected with that blue-collar worker, but he didn't deliver for that blue-collar worker, she needs to solve for why he still polls better on economic issues with.
Because they didn't have economic wins. Idiot. I can't stand these people. They just lie to you in your face. If Biden and Kamala has such economic wins, they're creating so many jobs, Trump wouldn't even be in the hunt, brother. The man has been indicted and they tried to kill him twice. They indicted him 300,000 times. If y'all was actually doing something for the country, Trump wouldn't even be polling right now. Y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all lying. Crime is not down. California didn't even report crime. California, that's the biggest state in the union. They didn't even report crime. New York didn't report crime. Crime is down because the most crime that's happened in our country, the two biggest states, didn't even report to the FBI. She did so much economy. You can't count COVID jobs.
Voters, because that to me is mind-boggling. When you talk to voters across the board, they often say, I don't know what any politicians do for me, but I did get my taxes lowered. And she made it clear, when the individual tax cuts expire next year, the one group of people who will get their taxes raised are people who make over $400,000 a year. Now, a lot of people in blue cities and blue states are wondering what happens to that state and local tax deduction. Donald Trump has now said, we're going to lift that cap. He's the one who put it on. We don't yet know what she's going to do. At any point in your life.
We don't yet know what she's going to do. Why is that an optimistic thing? They're like, we know what Trump is. We don't even know what she's going to do. So no, that's a problem that this woman has been the vice president and she's running for president. She was in the Senate and we still don't know what she's going to do. How much she read a part of the 80 pages you claim she got? She can just regurgitate the policy position on an 80-page document. But this B is on TV saying she don't have to be specific because she got an 80-page document. Ma'am, if you stand by the document, just read what's on the document when they ask you about the stuff that's supposedly on a document. You can't memorize your strategy? It's not a strategy. Look at this interview, man. Just a little bit.
Have you served 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, working at a McDonald's? Yes or no? That's it.
I have.
Okay. Now the other job. But it
was not a small job. I did the fries.
Oh, what a tough interview. Oh my God, they're getting to the bottom of what America really cares about.
I mean, yes, but I did.
Madam Vice President, you just laid out your economic vision for the future.
No, she didn't.
But still, there are lots of Americans who don't see themselves in your plans. For those who say these policies aren't for me, what do you say to them?
Well, if you are hardworking, if you have the dreams and the ambitions and the aspirations of what I believe you do, you're in my plan. You know, I have to tell you, I really love and am so energized by what I know to be the spirit and character of the American people. We have ambition. We have aspirations. We have dreams. We can see what's possible. We have an incredible work ethic. But not everyone has the access to the opportunities that allow them to achieve those things. But we don't lack for those things.
Prices are still high.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You said you want to take this on by going after those who engage in price gouging.
Yeah.
But as somebody who supports free markets, who's a capitalist, how do you go after price gouging without implementing price controls? Because once we get in this zone, people start to get worried and they say, I don't know what she stands for.
So
price controls will ruin a country, period. I think they tried it in Venezuela. It will ruin a country. The lady knows it in part. She knows this is what people criticizing Kamala over, talking about she's going to end price gouging. Now she got to ask her this softball question and listen to the response.
just to be very frank, I am never going to apologize for going after companies and corporations that take advantage of the desperation of the American people. And as Attorney General, I saw this happen. In the midst of an emergency, whether it be an extreme weather event or even the pandemic, we saw it, where those few companies, not the majority, not most, but those few companies that would take advantage of the desperation of people and jack up prices. Yeah, I'm going to go after them. Yes, I'm going to go after them.
What are you going to do, though? When you say go after them, are you going to create price control? What are you going to do? How are you going to do it without Congress? What, like these...
Can I ask you about tariffs? Because you just mentioned it. It's not just with one company. Donald Trump's sort of big idea is this broad-based tariffs across the board. You and many others have said that would be not only disastrous, but it would be a direct tax on the American consumer.
It would be a same.
I swear, I want to call her a B. I swear, God is my witness. I want to call her a B. Are you interviewing? Are you campaigning? She is literally saying Trump has got some broad thing that don't even work. Right? Yeah. See, yeah. She's on Kamala's side. They are still holding the tariffs that Donald Trump put into place. Why can't the crappy journalists, I want to cuss, why can't she bring that point up instead of being disingenuous?
It would be a direct tax on the American.
It won't be a direct tax on the American people. Are you stupid? These people are stupid to me. If you think that tariffs on the other country is a direct tax, then raising corporate tax is going to be a direct tax on the American people. I can't understand how people are so stupid and fake. I'm sick of these people, man. If you think tariffs, which we implement right now, is a tax on the American people, how then, because that means that we tax the imports, so the price of imports, she's saying, is going to be so high that people are going to pay more for it. Now, you think that you're going to tax the major corporations that employ the most people and disseminate the most goods that people spend money on, you're going to raise corporate taxes on them, and you think they're not going to raise prices of goods. If tariffs is a corporate tax on the a broad tax on the people, raising corporate tax would be. I mean, if tariffs are, corporate taxes are.
Consumer.
It would be a sales tax on the American people. That the independent economists have already measured this by the sales tax of doing a 20% tariffs on all imports that he has described would be a 20% sales tax, in essence, on basic necessities for the average American worker, average American family, totaling almost $4,000 a year. That is no small matter. Here in Pittsburgh, when I'm talking to a group of folks who work here, who live here, and when they hear it might be $4,000 more a year for them, look, people can't afford that.
Can we trust?
If Donald Trump puts a tariff This is what people are not understanding. If Donald Trump implements a tariff on the people who are shipping stuff into this country, it's going to encourage us to manufacture here in America, and it's going to bring money into the government. Their money comes to us. They import their goods, which we pay for. We add a tax on it. The money comes into the government. When these fools are raising taxes on millionaires and billionaires, that money is going directly to taxing the people. And it's hurting people that want to have entrepreneurial, have the entrepreneurial spirit and want to exercise free markets. You're hurting the American people. Tax them, not us. Tax imported goods. If they want to raise the price, to an ungodly amount, maybe we'll start producing it right here in the United States of America. And we won't import from them. Do you think they can afford to not import goods into the United States of America? No. So they're not going to try to gouge us. Gouge us if you want. We won't import with you. Open up competition. Maybe Canada can do some stuff, or Mexico can do some stuff that they're doing overseas that we can get it for a better price. Or we do it right here in the United States of America. And if the silly, stupid mother freakers in the government could incentivize business growth instead of giving billions of dollars to illegals, they give money for American citizens to grow and prosper instead of giving billions of dollars to Ukraine. People just killing each other every day. Raise taxes on the corporate. They've been saying that forever. Corporate companies will never pay what they claim is fair share in tax. They're not doing it. There's always loopholes, debt. I mean, these companies have lawyers on the payroll to make sure that they're not getting screwed in taxes. They know how to put a private jet in a business expense. They know how to put stuff in a business expense that make the company's cash flow look a certain way and all this other stuff. Are you stupid? But these people are lying. We use tariffs that Donald Trump implemented to this day, and it hasn't caused a tax on the American people of $4,000. If you had such a grandiose plan, why you haven't done it already? I'm done. Have a good weekend. I'm out.